My people are innovative. A story about African American inventors, written by Dr. Tasha Thompson Gray and illustrated by Stephanie Rogers Carter. Dedicated to the innovative African Americans who never received credit for their creations. It was Black History Month, and Kareem had to do a project on African American inventors. He was fascinated by the information he was learning. Kareem knew that Dr. George Washington Carver discovered over 300 uses for the peanut, but he was surprised to learn about so many other African American inventors. He looked at his sister Karen and said, "I bet you didn't know that an African American man invented the Super Soaker water gun." Karen asked, "Are you for real?" "Yes, his name is Lonnie Johnson," responded Kareem. "Wow, did you know that an African American man invented the traffic light?" asked Karen, trying to outdo her brother. Kareem responded sarcastically, "Everybody knows that. Garrett Morgan. He also invented the gas mask." I love Black History Month because we get to learn about our history. Their mother, who was a teacher, overheard their conversation and said, "You don't have to wait until February to learn about our history. Besides, there is too much to fit into one month, let alone the shortest month of the year." "Oh boy," said Kareem to his sister. "What did I just get us into?" Karen responded, "Probably more work. Thanks, bro." "Our people are innovative," Mom proclaimed. "The odds were stacked against our ancestors in almost every aspect of life, but they still did some remarkable things. I enjoy learning about African American inventors. There are a few things in the kitchen that our people invented," she said, and ushered her children into the kitchen. "Potato chips? An African American invented potato chips?" asked Karen excitedly. Mom assured her, "Yes, one of America's favorite crunchy snacks was invented by an African American chef named George Crumb. He was supposed to be making French fries, but accidentally cut the potato too thin." Kareem responded, "I am glad he made that mistake. I love potato chips." Mom continued to identify other things in the kitchen that African American inventors created. Refrigerator improvements by John Standard. Home security system invented by Mary Van Britten Brown. On their way back to the dining room, the garage door opened. "Daddy's home!" squealed Karen as she dashed to the door. "Hi, Daddy," she said very lovingly to her father. Daddy bent over to hug Karen and kissed her on the forehead as he replied, "Hello, baby girl." Then he asked, "What's my family been up to this evening?" "Mommy is teaching us about African American inventors," explained Karen proudly. The two of them walked to the dining room. "Well, that sounds fun. What have you learned so far?" Dad asked as he leaned over to kiss Mom. He then walked over to Kareem to give him a hug and a fist bump. "Mom said that our people are innovative," answered Karen. Dad replied, "Your mother's right. Let's go to the laundry room to take a look at the things that African American inventors have designed." The family went into their laundry room, and Dad pointed out the things that African American people invented. Kareem and Karen were surprised and proud to find out that African American men and women created so many household items. The automatic clothes dryer was invented by George T. Sampson, the fire extinguisher, even the mop. The ironing board invented by Sarah Boone. Kareem wondered what life would be like without these items. "Teach us more, please," begged Karen. "Are you sure this isn't more work?" teased Mom as she smiled at her children, who seemed eager to learn. "There are a few other things in the house that African American people created." "Like what?" inquired Kareem. Mom responded, well, there's the machine that keeps the house warm in the winter. The furnace? Asked Kareem. Yep, replied Mom. An African American woman named Alice Parker invented the furnace. Frederick Jones, an African American man, invented the air conditioner. Maybe she didn't like being cold, and he didn't like being hot, suggested Karen. Maybe, said Mom, laughing. I am just glad they both used their ingenuity. Ingen what? Said Karen. Ingenuity, Kareem said slowly. It means they were clever and inventive. Karen responded, oh, I think I like that word. Then she repeated, ingenuity, ingenuity. There are so many inventions outside of the house that we can thank African Americans for creating, Dad expressed to his children. He told them about the electric trolley, the golf tee, tricycle, mailbox, and the method of dry cleaning clothes. Kareem and Karen were amazed to hear that African American inventors created many things that people still use today. Dinner is ready, Mom announced from the kitchen. Get cleaned up, Kareem asked. Can we continue learning while we eat? Absolutely, answered Mom. Kareem, Karen, and their father cleaned the table and washed their hands. Then the family gathered at the dinner table, and Dad blessed the food. They were eating for dinner, and Mom asked, did you all know that an African American man named Alexander Miles invented the automatic elevator doors? Necessity is the mother of invention. Karen looked terrified and said, that must have been scary. I'm sure it was, replied Dad. Necessity is the mother of invention. Daddy, what does that mean? Asked Karen. It means people invent what they need, Dad explained. Kareem got excited and said, it makes sense now. Our ancestors invented so many things because they didn't have a lot of the things they needed. Mom replied, that makes a lot of sense, Kareem. She patted him on the back and said, great analysis. Dad looked at his children and said, kids, there are two African American doctors that I would like to tell you about. Kareem and Karen looked eager to learn more. Dad continued. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams was an African American doctor. He was the founder of Providence Hospital here in Chicago, where he performed the first open heart surgery. Wow, that's amazing. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, said Kareem proudly. He then asked his father, who was the other doctor? Dad responded, Dr. Patricia Bath. She was the first African American female to receive a patent. She invented a device that refined laser cataract surgery. Karen looked confused. So Dad explained, a patent is what gives an inventor the legal rights to their invention. Karen seemed to understand. I am glad those doctors knew what they were doing. But why did people need those surgeries? She asked. Mom smiled at Dad and explained to Karen, open heart surgery helps to make blood flow properly to a person's heart. The cataract surgery is done on a person's eyes to help them correct blurry vision. Karen seemed satisfied with her mother's explanation. As the family finished dinner and began cleaning up, Dad and Mom continued to share more information about African American inventors and their inventions. Kareem and Karen were flabbergasted to learn that many of the things that they were using every day were produced by people who looked like them. They were so proud of their ancestors. Karen announced, we learned a lot of cool stuff today. I hope that I can remember all of the inventors and their inventions. Maybe we can make a book about them to help us remember, suggested Kareem. Dad agreed and said, there is so much more to learn. Maybe we do need to find a way to remember it all. For now, let's clean up, suggested Mom. Daddy and Mommy, Thank you for teaching us about all those African American inventors, expressed Karen to her parents. Corinne chimed in, Yeah, thanks. That was intriguing. My people are innovative. Kareem pulled his brush from his pocket, and Mom said sternly, Kareem, you better not brush your hair in this kitchen. Kareem smiled at his mother apologetically. Then Mom asked, Did you all know that Lyda Newman invented the hairbrush? And Kareem interrupted his mother and said, Let me guess, she was an African American woman, right? Mom nodded affirmatively. Kareem declared, You're right, Mom. My people are innovative. The end. I so hope you enjoyed the story, learning about our African American inventors and their inventions. It's so much that we have to be proud of. I hope you join me again for my next read along. See you soon. Ciao.